Hello! Welcome to my very first YouTube live stream. I have streamed on Twitch a little bit before, but this was my first time trying the YouTube situation, so let me know if the audio levels sound okay to you. It might be, there could be some technical issues here and there, but this is something I've been wanting to try out, so I'm excited. If this becomes a series, I do hope that it's something that people can come to and enjoy, even if it's not live, if you're watching it later on. So, I'm hopeful that this can be something chill and fun to put on in the background or just to hang out with live. I see we have some folks in the chat already. Hello, the Cribs Crib, Blackberry Nina, and Shabib. I like the question in here about what Splatfest team everybody is going to be on. I haven't decided yet. I'm leaning towards Team Hug, but I feel like, it depends on who you're greeting, right? Like, with most people, I'm probably Team Nothing. Like, you gotta be close enough to want to do any of those things anyway, but I'd probably say Hug. Yeah. So, today I'm going to be doing just a little research stream. The origin of this idea is sort of in the past, making my videos, I've found that during the research process, I will come across something so weird, or I'll just have such a reaction to something that I don't expect that I'm like, man, I wish I was filming this part of the process, because just the weirdest things come up sometimes when I'm going down my Google rabbit hole. So that's what you're going to be watching me do today. I don't know if it'll be entertaining. I don't know if this is something I'll continue to do, but just thought I'd try it out and see how it goes. I have a cup of tea ready to go. Fall feels. It's still fall in my opinion. So I'm going with the fall feels mug and an apple cinnamon tea, which is quite nice. Pretty hot right now though. And I've got my water as well. So if this is your first time here, or you don't remember me because I honestly don't post as often as I would like to. Hi, I'm Kiki. I do make YouTube videos about video games and often bring in my background in science and sort of academia, analytical brain to look at some of the real world inspirations behind my favorite games, one of which is Splatoon. So today we're going to be looking at the bands in Splatoon because, I've come across these band characters, these albums, all of which are like outside of the games, except for Harmony in the shop there. You really don't see any of these bands outside of like the extended lore of Splatoon. So I don't know all that much about them, but of course I'm interested to see what types of marine animals are represented in the bands, if there's anything interesting that could turn into a future video. So that's just what I'm going to be doing, is like Googling and seeing what I can find here. Yeah. So I did pull up to get us started. This is just a blank note page that I'm going to be working from. I like to use this program just to kind of brainstorm ideas for videos and research topics. And then I also have this translation page from Rassicus in the Splatoon community. They do lots of translations of the art books and things that we don't get in English-speaking places. So I'm going to be referencing that as well, rather than going into like trying to make my best guess at what types of animals these are, since they've been confirmed in some of these other outside art books and stuff. I think it is worth using that as a reference. So let's see, just to get us started, I'm going to try to pull up like I want to go in order of like when the bands were each introduced. So we'll start with the ones introduced in Splatoon. Also, I did not plan this, but like it was cool to see that the Chirpy Chips were featured in the new Chill Season trailer, and it just makes me more interested to learn about all the bands. So looks like our first one is Squid Squad. I'm gonna grab a picture here for my notes. Squid Squad. Alright, so this one looks like we've got 3 squids and a sea urchin fellow. Oh yeah, I think these descriptions also come from the same source that I pulled up here. This group of squid punks is the Squid Squad. Oh, this comes from Squid Research Lab. Oh, this must have been from like an ad or a Tumblr post, perhaps. They're one of Inkopolis' hottest acts, and their tracks can be heard as background music during many of the Inkling turf wars. Sadly, their shows sell out instantly, and they're always being mobbed by fans, so they don't make public appearances very often. And they did Splatack. All right. So I'm not sure there's too much to go off in terms of the species here. One of the things... So this is why I'm not sure I'm going to make a video about the bands, because they have, and I like this about the bands, there's definitely a lot of artistic license that goes into this. Like, I wouldn't be able to look at these and say that it's based on a particular species of squid, for example, because it's very stylized, I guess. Although, you know, if I were to guess about the sea urchin guy, you know, I would probably say purple sea urchin, just like what I said for Spike. Purple sea urchin. It's a pretty well-known species of sea urchin. I don't see any like bands on his spines or anything. I mean, you could. There's sort of these 3 colors actually, so you could consider that a banded sea urchin. Depends on how you look at it. See, I really like the art of these bands. They're so fun and creative. Okay, let's see what was said over here. I think there was this one. Yes, and I have seen Rassicus's videos on this as well, so I'm somewhat familiar with the work they've already done in terms of translating, and that's why I'm kind of just looking to see, like, is there anything that would be cool to talk about in terms of the, like, animal species here. Can I get a bigger picture of this? There we go. Okay, so we have Ichia squid, Nabida squid, Ikan squid, Murasaki sea urchin. Yeah, okay. So if I were to go into, and I might honestly do a video on squids in particular, because Splatoon is such a squid focused game and I've never done like a squid video. But I think that could be really fun because there's definitely something to be said for the color changing nature of squids. You know, they all the different hair colors here, like these could easily all be the same species of squid, and that's why they all hang out together, but they're, you know, camouflaged into different color choices. That plays a role in Splatoon, of course. But I think for this video, I'm going to stick to looking for, you know, what are the weirder bands that we have going on here. So I think I'm just going to leave that one for now. And let's see which one is next. Yeah, purple urchins are really pretty. I like them. All right, let's take a look at the Chirpy Chips. One of my favorite bands in the game for sure. I love the background tracks by Chirpy Chips. I'm excited that they're back and doing more music. Okay. So I'm already seeing a crab. I'm seeing Harmony, of course, the anemone. And then it looks like a squid here. And then this person is interesting. I really like this design. I don't know what they're going for, but I like it. Okay, let's see what we got here in terms of the translations. flapjack octopus. Okay, that's going to be an interesting one to look into for sure. I like how specific that is. And I would normally, I like to look at the original work and just kind of, I trust this translation, but I love to go to the primary sources, or if I'm reading a news article, I like to go to the study, just to fact check and stuff like that. But for this, since I don't have a copy of High Carl Walker, this art book, I'm just going based on what Rassicus has here. So let's first start with Harmony. Harmony now has a English name, but I guess the rest of these are all going to be in Japanese. Okay, so this is the one I did mention Harmony a little bit in my shopkeeper video, but let's see, does it mention the fish here? She moves peculiarly while singing and talks in a loose way between songs, which is secretly popular among fans. Because she doesn't feel as motivated as the other members, she is often late for practice. She coexists with the yellow clownfish on her head, but is dying of neglect. Yes, okay. Yeah, so the clownfish has seen better days, or it's just one of those black clownfish. Could be he's fine. We don't know. Yeah, a squid and a person, yeah. So, in terms of Harmony's anemone species, I don't remember what I ended up with in that video as a species, actually, because I know that I looked a bit into these this sort of color gradient that she has going on. But of course, we know about the anemone and the clownfish having that special mutualistic relationship, so that could always be something to look more into, since we have multiple anemone characters in Splatoon now, so. Let's go ahead and look for some anemone and clownfish mutualisms here. Of course, this is a very famous relationship, so we're going to have a lot of examples of it. Oh yeah, I think maybe it was whichever anemone this one is that has the green tips on its on the ends here, and then it's overall pink. Color isn't always the best indicator when it comes to species. In fact, in science, we kind of avoid looking at color most of the time. But when you're looking at something like this, you're trying to identify a character from a piece of art, that's pretty much all you have to go off of. So it's something, Yes, that's right, Lucas. It is Harmony. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat as often as maybe I should here. Yeah, so this anemone doesn't say what species. I definitely mentioned a specific species in my other video, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at my research from that, which I don't have on this browser in front of me, so I'll have to do that later. But I would definitely reference this one. I mean, now that we have Google Lens, I guess you can kind of identify it that way. Yeah, I think for a stock photo, it's not really going to tell us. So I'm just going to pop this in as a nice comparison. This is really often where I start, is I will just drop in images that remind me of the thing from the game, and then look into that deeper. Definitely for when I made a board like this for my depths video, the most recent video I made for Tears of the Kingdom, it was a lot of me just looking at various pictures on the NOAA Okeanos Explorer website and just matching it up with what I found in Tears of the Kingdom in the depths, and it was a lot of fun to do that. So of course, I'm not going based on, for this one, I'm going based on what's said here, and then if I want to dive deeper into species, then I would maybe make a few inferences there, I guess. So, but anyways, we have another squid here. Definitely lots of squids in Splatoon, but let's look at this, the flapjack octopus. I definitely want to know more about him. Ryan the flapjack octopus. The composer in charge, they're an intellectual and geeky type who likes things that are strange or outdated. Aside from doing things with the band, they make music with their computer as a hobby. quietly upload the songs online. They prefer the band's music have a chiptune-y feel. They dislike standing out and don't like playing music in public. All right, Flapjack Octopus. Here we go. Wow. Oh, I see. Yes, of course. I know this guy. Oh, he's so funny and cute. See, I do wonder though, like, I do wonder what this was in Japanese that led to the translation here. Like, I'd love to actually see some Japanese articles on the Flapjack Octopus to kind of get an idea of what maybe the reference photo was here. Wow. That is such a unique creature. We're definitely going to have to look more into this one. I'm going to go ahead and pull a picture. So I guess, all right, yeah, we need to comparison. So let's definitely... Oh, is this guy from Finding Nemo a Flapjack Octopus? Okay, I can see that. I never really thought of that. Okay. Let's go. Oh my goodness, too many tabs already. So if we compare this guy, I can see how he has like the hairstyle to sort of mimic the look of this this guy. It's definitely taking some artistic liberties, so it's hard to make that comparison, but I like it. I like it. Let's learn more about the Flapjack Octopus together, shall we? Whoa, Flapjack Octopus. Oh, Google's like, I know you're talking about Splatoon, so is this what you meant to search? No, it is not. I'm like, does it never come up in context other than Splatoon? Yeah, that guy in Finding Nemo. I never thought that was a Flapjack Octopus. Researchers exploring the deep sea have spotted this little octopus resting on the mud. Its orange body resembling a strange lumpy pancake. When it swims, it looks like a jelly, and when it floats, it looks like an umbrella. In all its shapes, the Flapjack Octopus is cute. Scientists even considered naming it Adorabilis. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. It's definitely cute. And I love, this whole... Okay, that's funny though, that this character who, likes to be left alone or whatever, what did they say? They dislike standing out. They don't like playing in public. Like, they like things that are strange or outdated, and then it's based on this cute little guy that almost was named Adorabilis. Secretly the most adorable character right here. I like that. So I'm definitely gonna make a note to look further into Flapjack Octopus. Okay, belongs to, a unique group of octopuses called cirrate octopods. These strange-looking cephalopods sport webbing between their arms, making them look like deep-sea umbrellas when they spread them out to float down to the seafloor. Cirrate octopuses also have a mantle with a pair of fins that look like miniature elephant ears. These fins aren't just cute, they help the octopus swim. Can't camouflage. Can't camouflage, unlike other octopuses. They dislike standing out. This poor guy. He can't camouflage. Okay, we're gonna put that into. Everybody else is changing color, hiding away, and he can't. Wow, I can't spell. Okay, I never claimed to be a good speller. Can't camouflage. Unlike other octopus. I swear I can spell when nobody's watching me. Okay. They lack the ability to change skin texture or color. Octopuses in this group also lack ink sacs and radulas, a food scraping feature found in the mouths of most octopuses. No ink sacs, so he probably, well, I don't think. Okay, that's we're getting into Splatoon biology with this like overall how does Splatoon work situation with this statement, but I was gonna say, like, I guess he can't even play Splatoon if he doesn't have any ink, because ink is the thing, but I don't know how that works biologically, honestly. Does the ink come from these inklings, or are they manufactured? I don't know. Maybe that's a video in itself. Yes, Blackberry, this research is for a future video if I decide that it's worth making a video on. Again, like, I've seen a video on the bands already by Rassicus, so I recommend checking that out to learn more about them and lore-wise. But if I come up with something really interesting about, like, the biology of these creatures that, like, matches up with the designs, maybe then I would make a video from it. But right now I'm just kind of learning about them and seeing what I find. See if there's anything interesting for a video. Okay. A pancake that shape-shifts into an umbrella. When it's sitting on the seafloor, as it often does, this octopus looks like an uncooked pancake. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's interesting. The flapjack octopus moves through the water by pulsating its body and contracting its unique webbed arms, looking like a jelly. Yeah, just like the guy in Finding Nemo, which totally makes sense now. You know, I always thought I guess it was supposed to be a jelly. I don't know. I never really paid that much attention to it back in the day. Though it uses its body, arms, and fins to swim, it's not a strong swimmer. It spreads its arms like an umbrella to drift down to the seafloor. Okay, so I'm just going to grab this leg so that I can continue to read on about that. And let's maybe grab one more link just to get a... Let's go to the Wikipedia, which is always a good, like, starting point for research. Ooh, there's a video. Oh my gosh. Look at the way it moves. That's so funny. Is this highest quality? It is. Look at that. Like... Imagine just coming across this. You wouldn't probably because it's on the ocean floor, but just imagine, like, what a strange creature. What a strange creature. The way it can just become that. and then, you know, rise into an umbrella shape. It's quite impressive. It's oddly graceful. You know, like, it's kind of lumpy and silly, but I also think it's kind of, you know, kind of pretty and graceful in its own way. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It's very cute. It's cute no matter what. It's just a Pikmin enemy. I agree. Definitely looks like a Pikmin enemy for sure. Okay, that's quite the zoom, scientists. They must be pointing out maybe this or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the sound on. Oh, there is no sound. Okay. They usually appear pinkish. That's interesting that this guy, I mean, he's got pink on the tips of his, or there. Sorry, I guess we don't know what gender most of these people are. Most of these people. Again, now every time I say people, I'm like, it's not a person. It is a flapjack octopus ling or something. But it has like pink on the ends, but otherwise it has sort of the black hair. Okay. They have fins above their eyes, similar to those found on some species of squid. Yes, they have 8 arms fixed together in umbrella shape. I like that phrasing. Like, I guess it's such a, like, it's a 2D image. I can't really go off of much here, but I can imagine that, like, it has the 8 notches as, like, most of the Splatoon hairstyles, it has the correct number of like notches in the hair that you would have in, or at least in the older games, the older versions of the hair. It has the correct number of, I guess, limbs that it's supposed to for a squid or an octopus. That would make a fun video to talk about too. That's something I talked about it back when I hosted a convention panel. But here, I think there's a nice graphic of it. Splatoon, arms, squids, biology. I don't know if that's gonna lead me to it. Oh yeah, it did. Like this blew my mind the first time I saw it, but this diagram shows how like the squid is supposed to have 10 arms, quote unquote, you know, limbs, and how the inkling has 10 if you count up the different notches in the hair, the long tentacle things, and the actual arms and legs, like their person arms and legs, which I just think is so great. Like, that's so clever. But I can see how maybe this guy, you know, maybe you can only see a couple, like these are the fins, and maybe you can't see too much of the I keep saying notches. I don't know what else to say, but like the hair sticking out into sections. But maybe that's because it's a flapjack octopus. It seems like it's all kind of connected and stuck together like an umbrella. So I like that. I am going to copy this just for me to remember that point. Again, I don't know if I'll make a video from this particular topic, but let's move on. Let's see who's next. The crab guy, right? It just says crab. Okay. Again, crab. I don't know. I would not be able to tell you what kind of crab. He's a crab for sure. I love his eyes. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm zooming in. I really like his eyes sticking out, because I feel like a lot of times, like crab cartoon characters, you know, they don't do the funny eyes that crabs actually have, like sticking out like that. Yeah, you know, he's sticking his little eyes out. I like the shape of this character. I'm a fan. In terms of species, though, I don't know. It's got the 2 notches on the sides here. You know, some crabs have, you know, I know, oh, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it getting split in half to get eaten, even though I do eat crab, but I don't want to see it. You know, like the blue crab's got 1 notch on either side. Green crab's got 5 on toward the front. I don't know off the top of my head if there's one that has 2, but again, it's a stylized art piece. Overall, I'm just a fan of it. Let's see if there's anything fun in the description here. The oldest of the group, they spent a long time playing with other bands, and their musical techniques have a strong reputation. They are not the kind to cut through others and take the lead, as they're always supporting the band with a stable performance. They're easygoing and cheerfully watch the other members. But about once a year, they quietly snap and get crabby, pun intended. Once a year, they get crabby. I wish I only got crabby once a year. All right. Well, it's a fun description. All right, let's move on to the next band. Let's see what we got here. You know, I want to see the real weirdos. Did I escape? Okay, there we go. High Tide Era. First, both the full and brimming nature of this group's sound and also the ecological realities of the world they live in. Let's not worry too much about whether Inklings actually understand English or not. Okay? Okay. Wow. Okay. These guys are fun. They're fun. I like the designs. Hold on here. We've got, whoa, a double-lined fusilier? I don't even know what that is. A herring and a stonefish. Okay. So we got some specific types of fish here. The herring guy, that kind of looks like a sushi, his hair. Like, I don't know, maybe it's like having the red inside or something. I'm skipping around here, but No, 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 no. Don't show me anything weird, please. I just want a herring. I just want a fish. Give me the fish. Nothing else. Like, is it red inside? I guess you don't really have herring as sushi normally. You have it as like pickled herring and stuff like that. Actually, no, that Nishin herring with fish roe. That kind of, this is what I'm thinking of. This looks, I'm actually going to save this right now because this looks like his hair to me. And Splatoon does that a lot. Another potential, see, I keep coming up with other video ideas while I'm researching this. Oh, we need to pull the band picture here. But Splatoon really likes to play with the whole food thing. I think it's a very Japanese way to portray your animal characters, that they're like constantly poking fun at how they're edible. Like, I mean, I don't know. You just see like the salmonins with their pots and pans. You see calamari on Callie and Marie's heads. You're always seeing like references to the food in the characters, probably because, you know, seafood is so big in Japan. But look at this. That to me, the hair, sure, the hair is saying fish skin. It definitely looks like fish skin, but it particularly looks like a fish that's been chopped in half to me. Which I like. That's fun. Okay, let's read. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's read about these guys. Taka, double-lined Fusilier. Double-lined Fusilier. Fusilier. What's the pronunciation of this?
Fusilier.
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 Fusilier. It's a double-line Fusilier, of course. Okay. That's so specific. Piano-centric band. Active in the indie scene. Okay, this guy's the front of the band and composer. They started playing the piano at the age of 4, received academic music education, but got tired of that world and took to the streets instead. Rather than being artistically motivated, they are driven by a desire to be fawned over. They may not know it, but they are actually superficial. They neglect to put a bassist in the band as they can simply hit the low notes with their left hand. Okay. I love the amount of like personality given to these characters that we will most likely never see in the actual games. Like just the backstory. Everyone gets a backstory. And to like say again, this that I'm reading from is the Hikara Walker art book translation. That is what it's called, right? Yeah, Hikara Walker is a Splatoon art book that was only released in Japan, that came out around Splatoon 2. And it has information on all of these band members, and the lovely Rassicus and Wayside Cool translated the whole thing. So that's what I'm reading from, just to be clear. But I just love all the descriptions that we're seeing here. Oh, this is interesting. A guy named Michael in chat says, allegedly it's considered trendy in the Splatoon universe to dress/appear edible. That's such a fascinating idea. You know, and that's getting into more like lore stuff than my videos usually do, but I just think that's fascinating. Like, who would think to do that with their animal characters? All right, so that's Taka. Yeah, we'll get back to the herring after. Double-lined Fusilier, species of marine ray-finned fish, widespread around the reefs in the Indo-West Pacific region. Oops. Do 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 do. Feed on zooplankton. Subjected to heavy fishing pressure in many parts of its range. I wonder if it's Yep, here we go. The double-lined fusilier and other fusilier species are commonly eaten in Japan, where they are known as takasago. Hey, taka. Known as gurukun in Okinawan, sometimes rendered in English as banana fish. It is the prefectural fish of Okinawa, particularly common in Okinawan cuisine, mostly served deep-fried as karaage. Karaage, a Japanese cooking technique in which various foods, most often chicken but also meat and fish, are deep-fried in oil. Okay, so it's a fish often served fried, often referred to as banana fish in English. Takasago. Takasago fish. I would love to know more about the Japanese context in this one. Oh my goodness, I don't want to be showing some weird... Oh, no. I don't want weird websites with weird ads when it's going on a live stream. Yeah, that might be what I end up with going in. Traditional food of Japan. Hello? Oh, that's just the name of this website. Well, if I at least search images. Oh my goodness, I guess it's a brand. Yeah, I bet I have to search it in Japanese, which I do often reach this point in my video research where I'm like looking things up in Japanese, which I do not speak Japanese. I have taken 3 semesters of Japanese, so I'm somewhat familiar, especially with like the katakana and hiragana characters and how to pronounce them, but not too much more than that. But it is useful to search in Japanese and then turn it to English with Google Translate and see what comes up first, you know. Sometimes you get a different context. Let's look again at the guy we're looking at. He doesn't have much to go off of, really. He's just, you know, he's kind of just a dude. His ears are interesting. Maybe his ears are meant to be kind of like the fins on these guys. Where they're kind of, I don't know what you call that, webbed or something? No, not webbed, like the opposite. I don't know. I don't know the wording. And the colors, I can see a similarity here with this kind of green stripe and the green and yellow in his hair. All right, let's take this picture. Takasago. Oops. Here's a whole school of them. I'm not as good with fish as invertebrates in terms of identifying things and like sort of knowing where to find the most interesting info. They have these black tipped tails. That's interesting. I don't see much references to that. Fish often just kind of look like fish to me, to be honest. But I appreciate them. And there's definitely some weirdos out there. Which, let's move on to some of these, like the stonefish. That's going to be fun. Let's see. I mentioned about the herring looking like a food. And yes, a whale shark would be pretty cool to have in the Splatoon universe. I agree. Unusual for a guitarist, they prefer to spend time out of the spotlight. They add depth to the band with a sharp, clean sound. They hail from the north and are the youngest of 247 siblings. Okay, that could be something herring related. They've gained a solid reputation for their guitar techniques, which are written about in a serialized magazine column. I mean, I guess a lot of fish are born in large batches like that. Oopsie, what is that? I don't want that. Nope, not a coder. For the herring, something about the many siblings reference. That's kind of fun to look into. Again, I do think he looks like Sushi. Oh yeah, Krusty Sean is probably the biggest example of Splatoon wearing their food forms of themselves. I mean, it's just fascinating. Let's look at Kuze. He vigorously plays on cheap drums. To put it nicely, it makes for a powerful and wild sound. To put it less nicely, the sound is messy and noisy, but with the other members who have been trying to act cool, it fits quite well. He likes clothing, and he came up with the band's outfits. In his spare time, he plays Rainmaker with other drummers. Alright, let's look into our stonefish. I'd love to get a head-on picture like the... Why is there a foot stepping on stonefish? I see. Head-on picture would be a better comparison, but let's do this guy for now. This one, you can definitely tell that they leaned into this inspiration. I mean, he's got the... This is pretty great, actually. Like, the way that it has sort of that upturned face here and almost the like lips here, and the eyes are very similar, and you've got the fins coming out the side, the shape of the head. I think if I could get a stonefish from the front, you could definitely see that shape. Oh no, he's been cooked. It does look similar though. Don't get cooked, stay off the hook. Yeah, I'm not really getting a better picture than this, just because, you know, they're camouflaged. Although, you know what this reminds me though? Look at how... Okay, no, I'm gonna take this one. He's got algae all over him. I bet that's beneficial to them for camouflage, and maybe that's why our dude here... Where'd it go? Oh no, I closed the tab here. Here we are. It said he was interested in fashion and made their outfits. So even just reading that definitely made me think like, oh, I'm thinking of like the decorator crabs and stuff like that. I bet stonefish have a similar benefit from having like algae growing on them. Maybe that's what's going on with his head too. Let's add a picture of the algae in there too. I love this Wii Sports song. This lo-fi version of Wii Sports. Very nostalgic. Okay, stonefish. Masters of camouflage and can blend in so perfectly with their surroundings that their prey, predators, and even human scuba divers have trouble seeing them at all. They almost always sit perfectly still on the seafloor in their preferred habitat of coral and rocky reefs, and their colors are often a perfect match for the substrate. Some individuals have even been observed with algae growing on them. While this camouflage gives them further protection from predators, its primary purpose is to allow stonefish to ambush their prey. They eat other reef fishes and some bottom-dwelling invertebrates, but they do not actively pursue these animals. Instead, they wait for dinner to come to them. Waiting for hours at a time, the stonefish strike when their potential prey is less than their body length away. Their powerful jaws and large mouths create so much pressure that they are easily able to suck down their unsuspecting prey and swallow it whole. Stonefish are only rarely eaten by people. It's not a targeted fishery, sometimes caught for private aquariums. Okay. Interesting. So they do, at least sometimes, allow algae to grow on them, part of their camouflage, and to help them with ambushing. So that's pretty cool. Stonefish are a delicacy across East Asia. Interesting. And might be able to survive out of water for about 24 hours. Interesting. That could be something to look into as well. How toxic is the stonefish? The stonefish is the most venomous fish in the sea. Is that true? I mean, they were talking about ambushing prey and everything, so. The most venomous fish in the world. One of the most dangerous fish. Well, I think that's a great design. I'll definitely include the algae and camouflage. Yeah, that's not how you spell it. That's one of those words that I just type randomly and then the autocorrect fixes it. I don't know why it's so hard. Okay. Okay. Oops. All right, let's move on to the next one, shall we? Oops, I got rid of the tab I wanted. This one. So that was High Tide Era. Bob Dub. Bob Dub's only song, Double Bath, is a song used in the loading screen in multiplayer. Oh my gosh, wait. The song in Splatoon 2 or Splatoon 1 loading screen is actually by Bob Dub, and that's like the sound, that sounds like the sound that that song has. Bop bop bop. Yeah, that's hilarious. Bop, 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 bop. Whichever one that is, that's funny. I don't know if we're gonna get much off of these guys. They're just squids. They're squids playing instruments in their squid forms. Wait, is this truly who they are, or is this just their album art? Bob Dub, Double Bath. I mean, if they're really playing instruments in their squid form, that's very impressive. You gotta admit. Okay, yeah, I don't think they're on this list. So we shall move on. DJ Lee Fish. Looking fresh. Okay, respect. That's a very good song. Variants of the shop theme. We don't really know anything about the species, it seems. Unknown. Possible jellyfish. Okay, and this one's also unknown. So, no, this isn't an actual picture. You never know with Splatoon, okay? That could be a literal picture of them playing their instruments. Turquoise October. Yes. Possibly Octarian. Probably Octarian. I made a whole video about Octarians already. And that, again, with the videos that made me want to make live streams like this, that was one of them. Because learning about octopus tentacles that have a mind of their own, that was fascinating and just mind-blowing. So if you haven't seen that video, please go watch it because I had a lot of fun making that one. DJ Octavio, we know all about him. And of course the Squid Sisters. Now I could look into the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook and Deep Cut. I feel like I should do a video just for them as well, because there's definitely some hints about what species they could be based on, or at least named after, and I think that could be really fun to go into as well. But for this live stream, let's stick to the off-screen bands. And I'm just gonna go a little bit longer today because I'm just kind of testing the waters with streaming right now. So I'm not gonna go through every single band today. Maybe I'll pick this up again next week. But let's take a look at, what's this one? Wet Floor. Wet Floor will be our last one that we'll look at today. And man, these are some really good designs. These are getting better and better. So we're now in the Splatoon 2 bands. So let's take a look. Wet Floor. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna take a sip. A young and energetic 5-person rock band brought together by social media, with technical rhythms, a pair of squids on guitar and vocals, and an influence for a variety of genres, including jazz, soul, and EDM. This band has proven popular with Inkopolis' youth. Their ingenuity can be seen from their time-consuming and detailed studio work. Band members boast that we're not used to the crowd, so that doesn't stop them from pulling in new fans with help from their fantastic live performances. Okay, so we have Kagi, the squid, Ryan, the squid, Mizole, squid, Sumabushi, cutthroat eel, and Kazami, candy crab. Okay, fun. I'm going to skip this. Well, I like the squids though. I don't want to skip them, but I don't have much to go off of in terms of marine species. Although, like, what? This like translucent looking blue guy? That's gotta be something. I don't know. I don't know. It's cool. I like it. And what's going on with this guy? I don't know. He almost reminds me of like a, I don't even know. Like almost one of those transparent creatures. I don't know where to begin with this one. I love the, like, there's almost some iridescence going on its head here. I'm curious what happens if I look up iridescent squid. I mean, yeah, that's true. There's a lot of squids that have like iridescence. Wait. I'm seeing some interesting things in the images though. Many squids can change color. Oh no, we're on X. Many squids can change color, but did you know they can also change shine? Some squid have special organs called iridophores that let them turn on and off their rainbow iridescence. That's cool. This is giving me the vibes of, okay, where's the source though? Songdakai? Is that this person? Is this their picture? I don't know. I have to look into, with all these things, you know, I'm just taking a cursory look right now, but I'm going to want to look into it more. The diamond squid paralarva. Transparent bowl-shaped mantle with prominent chromatophores, which help them blend in with the mid-water background. The ghost patterns of this dancing diamond squid during long exposure revealed jet propulsion moments that the naked eye just cannot easily resolve. Well, I don't know. This kind of reminds me of the. Let's put them side by side. Let's put them side by side here. This is just something I randomly found, but you know, I think I'm onto something here. Where's the album art? I keep closing the tabs that I don't want to close. List of Splatoon bands. Hello. Wet floor, please. Oh, I already put the picture. I already put the picture. They're right there. Okay. Okay, honestly, wait a minute. See, this is, I didn't expect, but okay, I mean, that's me making quite the jump to say, like, this is the squid, but this is the vibe of the squid. You know what I mean? This guy's definitely reflecting the parts of being a squid that this one exemplifies. So, like, the transparency here, like I was saying, and then the iridescence on these fins. First of all, super cool. Second of all, looks like this guy. So I'm just gonna save the link to this Twitter post, and I'll look into that species more. And just like, a lot of species look like this with the iridescence. Like, that's something I've seen on a lot of squids, but with the transparency too, I think that's really cool. This dude, shrewd, cutting, and cynical by nature. He's in charge of composition, likes jazz and soul. Rivaling Squid Squad, the reality is he cannot escape their influence. His personal creed is to always betray or exceed the expectations of others. Man, the amount of personality in these characters is so good. So good. Okay. See, now I want, like, what happens if I look up translucent teal squid? But no, let's move on to these two next. The cutthroat eel and the candy crab. Sumabushi. Archetypical bassist. He's like a big brother and goes at his own pace. He has a trademark string slapping style, and the friendly rivalry he shares with Kazami, the candy crab, makes the band sizzle with thrilling rhythm. He can usually play a tune after listening to it only once or after seeing the sheet music for the first time. He's the only member who does well in the mornings. Okay, the cutthroat eel. Let's look into this guy. First of all, pictures. That's certainly an eel. Ooh. He's got his prey. Nice. Let's learn about them. What makes them so cutthroat? Family of eels found worldwide. Bottom-dwelling fish distinguished by the presence of telescopic eyes in the larvae. In some classifications, the family is split. That's not a very interesting description. Why are they called the cutthroat eel? Alright, this is not the type of website I would normally go for like something reputable, but it's a place to start. They live in deep waters near the seafloor. Okay, getting some deep sea metro vibes. They'll happily swim around food. They can be very long. I'm like, is this guy very long? Yes, I would say so. They're not super fast swimmers, but not super slow either. Ooh.
There's a big fish.
There's a big fish.
Oh, wow.
There's always a bigger fish.
It looks like an eel.
Let's go see it. Be our friend. Who are you?
This is a Synaphobranchid eel, also known as a cutthroat eel.
Tell me more. Why is it cutthroat?
That's a cutthroat eel.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Nice shot, man.
And it looks like it might have some parasites on its gill plate.
Oh wow, it's so graceful.
I'm gonna turn auto head off. Like,
I love watching Nautilus and Okeanos Explorer. Very cool to see like live streams like
See just above
of them discovering species in the deep sea. Like, it's so cool.
Those might be parasitic crustaceans.
Do we know what it eats?
I think they are detritivores, so they're eating, whatever falls from the surface.
it's got a neat sort of.
They're not
stain on
picky.
its back.
Okay.
It's almost spotted.
Yeah, sometimes you'll see these. They have like scars from battle.
Ooh.
Battle wounds.
Battle scars. That's
Battle
neat.
wounds,
So
yeah.
hardcore with its cutthroat eel name.
Yeah.
Oh, look at its jaw. Look how big its mouth is.
Yeah, wow.
What
Big
a cool
jaw.
animal. Great flying, Dan.
Yeah, for real. It's like a meter long,
So
maybe?
turns out, yeah,
It's neat. I'm
Cutthroat
gonna save
eel.
this video.
that was 3,700 meters.
3,700?
3,700 meters.
That's where they're found at.
Yeah.
Not how much they grow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We're not even half its range right now.
Mm-hmm.
There we are.
The cutthroat eel. That's pretty cool.
So,
Let's go ahead and look at the crab now. The candy crab. I love crabs. I have a soft spot for crabs in general. Oh, what a cool crab! Wow, it really does look like it's made out of candy. That looks like those, like it's made out of those ribbon candies that you get around Christmas time. I was just reminded of the existence of those thanks to all the holiday stuff happening way earlier than normal. Wow, that's such a cool crab. I'm glad we have one of these in Splatoon. I do think, like, I don't know, it's a cool design. I like Kazami, but compared to this crab, I feel like they could have done a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe if she was really in the game, like in a 3D model, they would take the time to add some of the cool, like, details of this crab in the design of it and the design of a real crab. You know, the visual look of it. It's neat. I like the colors and the stripes, and also, it's a very spiny crab too. So I'm definitely gonna save a pic, and then we're gonna learn a little bit about it, and that'll be the end of the stream for today. So first, let's read Kazami's little backstory here. Youthful and technical, upfront, she's a cute girl who's not here to lose. At first glance, her work is spontaneous and right-brained, but she actually trains relentlessly. When she listens to her recordings, she sometimes feels down about it, thinking that didn't sound cool because I sucked so bad, but she never shows that side of herself to others. The thing that she likes most is watching Mizole and Ryan bicker while having fun during a performance as she sits behind them. Okay. So if we see if they have I usually like to go to an aquarium website to start. Encyclopedias of Life's not bad either. Oh, but they don't have much of a description here. That or like a government website, something that's somewhat reputable, and then I trace it back to some kind of paper usually. Definitely not seeing much that let's go to Wikipedia, I guess. Yeah. Is a genus of crab. Very colorful crab, lives on various species of soft coral, camouflages itself by mimicking the color of the polyps among which it hides. It adds further camouflage by attaching polyps to its carapace. Colors vary depending on the color of the coral, and may be white, pink, yellow, or red. Okay, so its colors are specifically to camouflage with coral. That's neat. Let's have a couple of pics here. One of the things I really like about this, what's her name, Kazami? I love her earrings. The earrings are definitely, they're cute, but also they evoke the color scheme and banded stripes that we have going on this crab, which I like. And I like the idea that they are blending in to look like a coral polyp as well. It's interesting. So much of what we see in the ocean is like, and in general, is camouflage driven. It's like, it depends so much on what's going on around them, which is super cool. Alrighty, well, that is a nice start to the research here. Just wanted to try live streaming it, see how that went, see if anyone was interested. I don't know if it was that interesting. Maybe another topic would be more interesting. But I am going to be closing off the live stream now. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Here, I'm gonna take a quick look at the chat. Red Devil Squid for the translucent squid. That could be one. I'll definitely look into that. Cockatoo squid. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot of squids that have that transparency or translucency to them. This was the first one I happened across, but I'm definitely going to look into kind of sort of where that comes from and when we tend to see that sort of adaptation. So that's very cool. Stubby Squid would be an awesome Splatoon character. I agree. And oh, Blue Planet 2 has a cutthroat eel. Okay. Goes through toxic shock in a brine pool. I have not seen that. I'm definitely going to have to look into that. I know I've seen a little bit of Blue Planet, but I haven't seen that particular clip. I will definitely look for that. Thank you. And a stream idea for looking into Monster Hunter. Yeah, I've done a couple of videos on Monster Hunter, one on the overall ecology of Monster Hunter World and another on the monsters in Sunbreak, but I could definitely do, and I've also done a stream on Twitch about Monster Hunter, but it was really fun. I think I could definitely see myself doing more Monster Hunter streams because it was fun to actually go into the game and just like follow around the monsters and observe their behaviors and stuff like it was a nature documentary, so that could definitely be a fun idea too. So thank you guys for joining me in the stream today. I'll let you know if there's another one coming up. It'll be, I'll have it scheduled on YouTube, so you'll see it in subscriptions if you subscribe. And I'll also have it on my Instagram, which is @kiki.beth. I'll post it in my stories at least 24 hours in advance if I'm going to be going for another live stream. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you next time. Bye!